His MVP. Golf swing, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball down line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field, way back there. Shot again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you after a 6-2 loss at the hands of the Minnesota Twins here on a Wednesday night. Looked promising, looked very, very promising at the beginning. Was not meant to be. Rangers allow the Twins to score 6 unanswered runs, and they eventually fall 6-2. No scoring after the 5th inning in this one. Quiet final 4 innings of the ball game. We're going to get into everything here in just a little bit. Thanks for hanging out with us. Talk a little bit about the game, obviously. Break down the box score. Break down some key plays, key moments. Take all of your comments and questions along the way. We'll also get into the rubber match of the series tomorrow with Patrick Corbin on the bump. Reliable, steady Patrick Corbin. Should be a good one tomorrow. Rangers should have a pretty solid opportunity, just looking at the preview right now, to take this series in Minnesota and head back to Arlington on a happy flight. That's got to be the plan. All right, y'all know the drill here, Right on Rangers. We cover everything sports, but we put a big emphasis on all the teams we love from the great state of Texas, including the Rangers and especially the Rangers during the MLB season. Thank you for choosing Right on Rangers for all of your Texas Rangers content. Drop a question, drop a comment. We'll get to it. Little group therapy session. We're going to have to do it. If it helps, Justin, I was out of town kind of during the game. And in fact, I'm kind of trying to think about it. I was on the plane when Simeon got his knock. Then I landed and it started going badly. Maybe there is something to it. I jinxed us, man. We keep going. So, first of all, tonight, Jack Leiter. Let's talk Jack. So, we had Leiter today. Little bit of trouble with the command. I think as I look at the breakdown, 51 out of 87 pitches for strikes. I'm not a fast math guy. That rounds out at about 58%. Not the worst I've ever seen, but not great. I mean, you're getting close to 50-50 ball strikes. That's not really where you want to be. 87 pitches for Jack Leiter tonight. Obviously was pulled after the Buxton double to start off the 5th inning. And look, from there, the Twins were able to get 3 more runs. Did not have the best effort today from Jacob Latz. Gave up 3 hits in 1 inning pitch. No strikeouts for Jacob Latz. We'll talk about Latz in a little bit. But Jack Leiter, first of all, the home run that Buxton hits in the bottom of the 3rd, Rangers go up 2-0. Jack's got to have a shutdown inning there. That was such a pivotal inning. I know we're not talking rocket science, but it's such a pivotal inning when you've got a 2-0 lead. You're looking to throw up a 0, and not only do you not throw up a 0, but you give up the lead and give up 3 runs in that spot. And look, the pitch to Buxton, let's talk about it. Painted on the black. I think that ideally in a spot like that, you're not throwing it quite as close. You're trying to make it a little bit more tempting to swing at, but not be technically in the zone. But you look at the pitch, it's a 90-mile-an-hour slider on the black. Like it doesn't feel like a terrible pitch to me. Could it have been different in a 2-2 count? Sure. But you're not throwing a waste pitch in 2-2. Would it be nice if that pitch is maybe a little bit below the zone and then a little bit off the plate to be a little bit more tempting? Sure. But I don't think that that's a bad pitch by Leiter. Just a better hit by Buxton, who sent that one 479 feet. At some point, you got to tip your cap. Buxton had himself a game, robbed Marcus Semien of multiple RBIs. If Buxton doesn't make that catch in the top of the third inning, 2 outs, Semien up, 2 more runs are scoring, and it's a 4-0 game. That was such a pivotal moment in the ball game. And Marcus Semien, he ends up going 1 for 4 on the day. Easily should have had multiple hits. Buxton robs him. And honestly, that is one of the game-winning plays of today from Minnesota. You don't have that catch by Buxton. It's 4-0. And maybe Leiter still has an off day and the Twins are able to hit him around a little bit. But who knows how the game changes if you've got a 4-0 Rangers lead, if that Semien ball gets past Buxton in any way, shape, or form. Absolutely a humongous, monstrous game from Byron Buxton today. 3 for 3 with a walk, reached base every time. Was a triple, a double, a triple shy of the cycle, I believe. He had himself a day, doing it with the glove and doing it with the bat. And the Twins take this one 6-2. Jacob Latz, you wonder what was up with him today. Did not look as sharp. Maybe the thumb's still bugging him a little bit. He threw a lot on, Sunday. Maybe the 2 days off isn't quite enough. I don't know. I'd be interested to hear what his analysis is of the situation. I'm sure he's just going to say, I didn't pitch well enough. The ERA was below 3 coming into that game on Sunday, now almost up around 4 at 397. Jacob Latz coming in. I don't know if it really ends up making a difference. The Rangers only scored 2 runs tonight. It's not like they tacked on runs. And you look back and you say, man, if Latz would have just held them to 3, then we could have done something. I don't know. I don't know if you can say that today with how the offense goes. We did in the Discord make a little bet late last night. No money exchanged, but we did say over under 4 runs for the Rangers today. And I said, give me the under, because I think that they're probably either going to push at 4 or it's going to be lower than 4. I don't love to be right in these scenarios, but unfortunately, that's what happened tonight. That is what happened to a T. Took the under. I thought they could get to 4 today. I mean, look, Festa, Ober's pitching tomorrow. Festa had a nice game, really got lucky with a balk call on Evan Carter. Really feels like the Rangers are just not getting good breaks with the umpires. Look, we're making excuses for the team at this point. You didn't score any runs from inning 4 to inning 9. It's just not a great recipe for success. You had a couple of rallies. Look, in the 8th inning, I believe, you had runners on first and second, nobody out. Wyatt Langford came up swinging out of his shoes, trying to hit a 3-run bomb to make it a 1-run game. And it's just not what we needed. Jonah Heim gets a hit. Josh Smith gets a hit. Wyatt strikes out. Corey grounds out. And Marcus Semien flies out. You just have to stop not getting any runs when you put 2 runners on and nobody out. It is an absolute killer. An absolute killer. And the Rangers seem to do it routinely. It's really sad to watch. You get runners on first and second. You're looking great. And then you got 3 of your best hitters coming up, not able to do anything. I mean, at least Corey Seager moved over the runners. But clearly with Corey Seager up, you're looking to do a little bit more than just move runners over. Wyatt Langford, we know that he can hit the long ball. We saw it last night. But, dude, keep it simple. Don't go up there trying to hit a home run. We just need to keep the line moving. And that is the theme for really a lot of this season. Guys just cannot keep the line moving, and they insist on going after the big hit. It's frustrating to no end, and I've seen the pattern with more than just Wyatt. It's multiple guys on this team that do it. We get a little behind. Everybody starts trying to get the big hit, And we can't just keep guys moving along. Look, in the top of the 8th inning, you don't have to get it all back. I understand the mentality, wanting to hit a bomb, make it a 1-run game. You don't have to get them all back. You've got the 9th. Score 2 runs and make it a 2-run game going into the 9th inning. You never know. But the striking out when you need a productive out, first and second, nobody out, it is so painful to watch, man. Exactly 44. I just keep it simple. So frustrating. John, what's good, man? Yeah, Buxton, he is just one of those guys. If he can stay healthy, he is clearly one of the better ball players in the game of baseball, and that's probably putting it lightly. Yeah, Wyatt does, Hardchuck, you're right. I mean, some of these guys, you keep it simple, you're still going to end up hitting home runs. I mean, some of these guys, Wyatt especially, you've got such a hard swing through the zone. You don't have to do too much. Wyatt is going to hit homers, keeping it simple. Hit a line drive, man. I mean, even if you put the ball on the ground, the prospect of them getting multiple outs with Wyatt, he would have to smoke it right at somebody. Even if you put the ball on the ground there, I know that's not what you're necessarily trying to do. You're trying to hit a line drive somewhere. You're trying to put some pressure on the defense. But, dude, you can't strike out. Can't strike out. Absolutely not. Yeah, Cody, I'm with you. We said it. I said it yesterday. I didn't want to be right. I tried to knock on as much wood as I possibly can. I tried. Said this is what they do. They score 15 million runs, and then they come back the next night and score 2. Ugh. I don't think they're sending Leiter back down. I don't think anything like that. Leiter, they need him. Right? You need Jack Leiter for depth at this point. Hey, Jim, what's good, man? Look, I didn't want to be right, brother, but unfortunately I was. Rangers didn't save any runs. Well, they saved 2. Didn't save any runs for tonight's ball game. Took the under on 4 runs being scored. Should have bet it. I just took it in the Discord chat. I should have bet it, man. Would have made some money. At least that would have helped perk me up a little bit. Marco says, I'd wager we don't score 10 for the rest of the week. Oof. Berger, look, in my opinion, Berger is one of the hardest hitters in the game of baseball. I don't even think that's opinion. I think advanced stats back that up. He hits the ball on the ground way too much. And look, you don't want him popping it straight up in the air either, but Jake Berger hits the ball on the ground way too much, man. Like, I'm going to go and try and find some of his ABs tonight if I can to see what he did, but it just feels like he's hitting the ball on the ground all the time. Let me go here. Jake Berger. Okay, so he flew out in the 7th. In the 9th, he struck out. What else did he do? Top of the 6th, he didn't hit. Top of the 5th, did not hit either. Top of the 4th, he hit a ground ball. Right on cue. Let's see. Top of the 2nd, he struck out. There you go. 2 strikeouts, a pop-up, and a ground out. Not great. Not great. Berger, I think, definitely a guy that's got some time, got a little bit of a long rope. Still got 3 more years of club control. Not a free agent until 2029. Berger, I got to say, I think you have got to accept some of the ups and downs with him. The dude's one of the hardest hitters in the game of baseball. The talent is there, right? The skill set is there. Can he make some modifications, some tweaks? 100%. But I think everybody sees the potential with Berger. If you don't, you should. I mean, we can argue all day long. I don't know how you don't get excited about the exit velocities that you see consistently out of Berger. Consistently. And you look at the advanced stats, you look at Baseball Savant, he's up there in the 85th, 90 percentiles with some of the barrels and hard hit percentages and exit velocities. I mean, the dude can smoke it. Now you just got to get a couple of things worked out with the swing. He's got to hit the ball in the air more. It's too many ground balls. Way too many. I'm not for trading Berger. Dolly 100%. Berger is way too controllable. You just got him. Not ready to give up on Berger yet. I will say trade Adolis Garcia 100%, but I'm definitely not on the page of trading Berger. Now, could you potentially trade him next year if it's not going great, or whatever the case may be? Sure, but I think giving up on Berger after a half season is a little bit foolish. A little bit foolish. He is seeing the ball way too well. He's seeing the ball way too well. And look, he should have had multiple hits. Marcus Semien, we're talking about right now, should have had multiple hits. Buxton totally robbed him. Totally robbed him. John, I'm with you. The balk was a big moment. Look, you can't stew on it too much. The Rangers didn't score between the 4th and the 9th inning. I mean, they had multiple opportunities and blew it. But look, Evan Carter getting thrown out there. No balk called. It's a big call. You have a runner on second base with 1 out if the call is made correctly. And who knows what could happen. Maybe the Rangers get Evan Carter home and maybe they don't. I mean, look, we watched them go 0 for 3 with runners on first and second and no outs later in the game. So I don't know that Evan Carter scores on that anyways, but I will say I would have liked to have seen what would have happened. But I do feel like the zone was tight today. Umpires are just having a special year, man, a special year. They're not the reason that we lost this game, but it always feels like the calls are going against us, man. I will say that. Like everybody always claps back at me with it all evens out. I don't feel like it always evens out, man. I really don't. We keep going. Bringing Latz in after 60 pitches 2 days ago was uncalled for. John, I kind of talked about that too to begin the show. Like, you just wonder, was Latz still gassed from Sunday? I probably wouldn't have thrown him here, but Leiter puts the club in a little bit of a tough spot. When you're not even going 5 innings as a starter, you're putting the club in a tough spot. Now, could they have gone, Cole Winn? I might have said Cole Winn there. I don't know how many Cole Winn threw the other day, but I probably would have gone Cole Winn there, not Jacob Latz. But Latz must have been fine. Probably had a conversation, a workout, and he said he was doing great. But I probably would have gone Cole Winn. That would have been my choice. I was a little surprised to see Latz coming out after throwing 60. I was too. 44, I'm with you. 2 of 3. You take the game tomorrow. You win 2 out of 3 on the road. That's really all you can ask for. If they can win tomorrow, the Rangers will be 4-5 on this road trip. I think that you would take that, considering how bad the Rangers have been on the road. I'll take a 4-5 road trip. I will. Call it lowering the standards if you want. I'll take 4-5 on a road trip. And then the Rangers go back home where they are an elite ball club. I'm going to turn on Wi-Fi real quick for TikTok, by the way. Turning on Wi-Fi, so hang in there. Hopefully it'll pick back up in a second. We'll see. Try it out. The Stros just won. That sucks. That sucks, man. Not what I wanted to see. But, hey, it happens. Stros just won, though. Unfortunate. That's how it goes. But, hey, can't worry about it. Tomorrow you get a win. You win 2 out of 3. That is a successful road trip. I think a lot of us, it's just disappointing when you go up 2-0 early. You're feeling good. The vibes are up. And then, Jack Leiter just didn't have it today. Didn't have it. I don't think he's going anywhere. He's actually pitched really well over his last 3, 4, 5 starts. I think this was just an off day for him. I thought after he made it out of the first inning, he had to labor a little bit in that first inning, right? But I really thought after he made it out of that first inning, I thought he was going to be good. Probably smooth sailing the rest of the way. That's kind of how it goes with Jack sometimes, honestly. You just get him past that first inning and he's good to go. So anyways, I don't know. We keep going. Osuna should be brought down since Evan has looked really great. I don't know what they're going to do with Osuna. It does feel like they probably need to get him more reps. Does feel like sitting him on the bench probably isn't the best thing in the world, but we go from there. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see if they decide to maybe slot him in tomorrow on a getaway day. Don't know. I would be curious. Him sitting, 3 or 4 days in a row? Just doesn't feel like the right thing for a young guy. Either you're bringing him up to play him or you send him back down so he can play every day in AAA. I think that is the play with Osuna. So if he's not playing tomorrow, I think you do seriously got to consider it. But I just don't know who else you really bring up. It's not like the Rangers really have anybody in AAA that would get you in a different situation. You're just going to have a young guy coming up from AAA that probably would do better playing, but you need depth. You need to have guys on the bench that can play and that can come in when needed. And Osuna is nice to have off the bench. It's just unfortunate because at this stage in his career, he really does need to be getting at bats. Yeah, that is the honest truth on Osuna. Patty C to show up. I think Patty C is going to show up. Now, 5 innings, 3 earned runs might be what he gives you. And I think that's okay. 5 innings, 3 earned runs might be exactly what Patrick Corbin twirls tomorrow in the rubber match of this series. And I think that's great. Are the Rangers going to score 3? Are they going to score 4? I don't think Patty's going to come in tomorrow and throw a complete game again. If he does, I'll be very, very happy. But I'm not counting on that. I'm counting on 5 to 6 good innings, 3 earned runs or less. That's what I'm counting on. We got to get some runs going, though. Have to get some runs going. You can bench Adolis, but Osuna can't bring the power. Look, you don't need power from Osuna. I don't think you do. Not every guy has to hit for power. In fact, we have to make up our minds because there's a lot of us that talk about the Rangers hitters and, man, I just wish we had some on-base guys. I just wish we had some contact guys that put the ball in play and aren't always trying to hit the home run. So I don't think Osuna is really the right guy to be getting on. Osuna is not your home run hitter. Osuna is not your power hitter. And he doesn't need to be. Not all these guys need to be hitting 25 bombs. Your power should be coming from Wyatt Langford. It should be coming from Corey Seager. I think it should be coming from Marcus Semien. We saw some of that pop today with the second deck shot. And you've got some other guys as well. Jock Peterson, when healthy, he should be giving you power. Jake Berger should be giving you power. You've got plenty of power guys on this team. It's okay that Osuna doesn't hit 30 bombs a year. I like what Osuna brings. I really do. I like that he has a good eye up at the plate and he puts the ball in play. We don't need to get on Osuna. When's he going to hit his first home run? That's not his game. I mean, I think he could hit 20 a year if you gave him 162. I think I've said this many times. I think he's a guy that could hit 280 plus. I think he could hit 20 plus home runs. I don't think he's going to hit more than 25 in a year. And then I think he's going to give you 80 to 85 RBI. That's great. You can't have everybody in your lineup dropping 30 bombs with 100 ribbies. You can't do it. Like you got to have guys that are patient, that work the count, that put the ball in play, that aren't always trying to get the big hit. Osuna can hit homers, though. I've done many different edits on Alejandro Osuna, and the dude can hit homers. Like he can. He's hit. I've watched him hit Oppo homers in AAA and AA. Well, AA was the Oppo one that I'm thinking about. You've watched him mash majestic shots to right center. He can hit home runs. It's not going to come super naturally to translate all that pop and power. It is a steeper level of competition, and Osuna's game has always been more control the strike zone, put the ball in play. Bailey Ober is a weird pitcher. Don't know much about him. You take a lineup of 9 Ichiros, then 9 Bonds. Wow. I don't know. That's actually a great debate. 9 Bonds in your lineup or 9 Ichiros? I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. That's a good one. A really good one, Jeff. I feel like just my style, I would probably take the 9 Ichiros as well. But I'm not talking about what's the best outcome for everything. I just like the way Ichiro plays. I do prefer guys that put the ball in play. Bonds, I think is one of the best hitters to ever play the game. I know right now Bonds kind of gets lifted up as the best hitter to ever play the game. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if I'll go that far, but Bonds does come up in the early 2000s, late 90s pitchers. They do always talk about Bonds. But Ichiro is a problem in his prime. 100%. Yeah, Bonds is definitely, I think, one of the best hitters to ever play the game. One of the best hitters to ever play. It's tough. It's kind of more about style and more about preference. Like I said, you play them together, 9 Bonds, 9 Ichiros. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Somebody needs to run a simulation on that and MLB The Show. Wherever Adolis goes, hope he helps someone. Yeah, I hope he does too. I do think that Adolis is going to get traded either at the deadline or in the offseason. I don't think they go into 2026 with Adolis on the roster, like one way or another. I think you're either trading Adolis at this trade deadline or you're trading him in the offseason if you want to hang on to him. He does still have another year left on the deal. But, this is the thing with really all the Rangers players. You have a few nice games like Adolis did, and then you go 0 for 4. Granted, he did put the ball in play every time today, but I'm of the mindset Adolis is not going to make or break you winning a World Series. He's not at this point. Right now, what's going to make or break it is Marcus Semien and Corey Seager. Can those guys get consistently hot at the same time? Wyatt Langford, can he become a better hitter than what he is right now? I think it's really up to those 3 guys primarily, Langford, Seager, and Semien. Those are the 3 dudes that I'm locked in on right now. I think Josh Smith, nice piece. Love him. I don't think Josh Smith makes or breaks a World Series for you. If you can get Wyatt Langford, Corey Seager, and Marcus Semien all on the same page, easier said than done. That is what it is to me. Jake Berger, Evan Carter, Josh Young, Jonah Heim, all these guys. You can't have all stars. You don't need everybody to be hitting, like I said earlier, 35 homers, 120 RBI. But you need to have your best hitters doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Langford, Seager, Semien got to connect. And if they don't, I don't think this club is going to win in October, and I don't think they're even going to make it there. I do think Wyatt Langford needs to step up and be that guy. It was nice to see him hit the home run last night, but he goes 0 for 4, almost went golden sombrero tonight. Got to be more consistent. If they can get Langford clicking and then Corey Seager coming around, Marcus continues to do what he's doing, this could start getting really, really fun. And look, I like Young. I like Josh Young. I don't think Josh Young is X factor difference maker. I don't. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's not a good ball player. I'm just saying I don't think Josh Young is going to be the reason why the Rangers win a World Series or why they don't. I think he's going to be a part of it either way, but they need Langford, Seager, Semien hitting. And preferably hitting well all together, please. I know that's a lot to ask for. Keep going. Why is Langford second in the lineup? He struck out 3 times. I have floated, how much longer are they going to have him hit second? I think the home run in the game he had last night bought him a little bit more time. But yeah, I'll say at this point, I think you got to kind of put everything on the table. I don't know when Jock Peterson is getting back, but I'm curious to see what they'll do when Jock Peterson returns, whether they move Seager back up to second, Jock to third, or Semien to third, and Jock to fourth. I think you can do a lot of different things when Jock returns, but we'll see what happens. I do think Langford 0 for 4 today, 3 strikeouts. Clearly not his best game. I would really doubt Bochy is going to knee-jerk and move him out of the second spot. Trade Young and Adolis and pick up better options. Look, I think at this point, there's only a few guys on the club that are totally untouchable. And 44, Josh Young, I agree. He needs to step up and be more consistent. You don't need him to be 35 home run guy. I would like Josh Young, though, to be able to hit 25 bombs and sniff 100 RBI. Like 25, 90 would be great from Josh. That would be great from Josh. But I don't know. Don't know if we're going to get that. Sorry, there was a trade alert. It was the Twins trading somebody to the Braves. Meh, like a pitcher. Nothing special. But for me, there's only a few guys that are untouchable. And let me look at the lineup to start. I'm not trading Wyatt Langford. I'm not trading Josh Smith, although I would probably take calls on Josh Smith if somebody really wants him badly and wants to overpay. But I'm not setting out to trade him. Let me put it to you that way. Corey Seager, no. Marcus Semien contract. You just can't do it. Jake Berger, Evan Carter, no. I'm not looking really to trade those guys. Evan Carter, I want to see a full season of him. And really, if you don't like Evan Carter and you're up for trading Evan Carter, it does you no good to trade him right now. His value is not at an all-time low, but his value is not going to be as high as what it would be if he can make it through this entire season healthy. So if you're a fan of trading Evan Carter or Evan being on the trading block, and there are some Rangers fans that just don't think Evan is going to become 2023 version of Evan Carter, it does you not a lot of good to trade him without a full season under his belt. The best scenario for Evan Carter getting traded would be he makes it through this entire season and has a pretty good year. I don't think I would trade him, but if you are a fan of trading him, it would be kind of stupid, I think, to trade him in the middle of this season. Keep going. Josh Young. To me, Josh Young is somebody I would listen on and I would use as a trade chip. I would trade Josh Young. And some of y'all I know are not a fan of that. Don't like the words coming out of my mouth right now. But look, Josh Young is a great ball player. I think that you can get guys and you can use Josh Young as a key piece to get some really, really good bats in return. And I think that there's a number of different things that could be on the table. I don't think Josh Young is untouchable. He's hitting 255 with a sub 700 OPS. We got to be realistic here. He is in year 3 or 4 in the big leagues. He's in year 3 or 4 in the big leagues, y'all. Like, I know that not everybody is going to come up and kill it, but I'm just saying this is not an untouchable ball player. Adolis Garcia, I would trade 100%. Jonah Heim, I'm not looking to trade him because I think he does a nice job with the staff, and I've said that for a long time. But if somebody really wants to overpay for Jonah Heim, sure. Sure. Seager has not been doing great. He hadn't been doing great. Yeah, he's definitely had a nice, he had a nice 4 at-bats last night, 4 plate appearances. But no, it's sandwiched around a whole lot of yucky. You've been watching me after a lot of losses, I think. Look, after a win, I don't think that it's the same thing, but after a loss, it's tough. We're here. We could be hiding, but we're here. Yeah, that's the other thing, Hard Chuck. Like, if you trade Josh Young, you have room for Walcott. Walcott was playing third base. Did we talk about that? Hard Chuck, I think we did. Walcott's been playing third base. I find that interesting. Why would you have your top prospect playing third base? Seems a little bit interesting to me. Right? Seems a little interesting. Like, he's your top prospect in the entire club, in the entire franchise. Why are you having him play third? He's a shortstop. Could it be that they are thinking about trading Josh Young and they want to see, can the guy play third base? We'll see. Cal Raleigh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't see that Corey Seager contract aging well. Love the brother, but he's been injured. You could get a nice haul before it's too late. Yeah, I don't know. Could you? Are there teams that are clamoring for Corey Seager and his contract? I don't know. I would almost submit right now, I don't know if Corey Seager's value is at an all-time high. I think if you want to trade Corey Seager, don't do it right now. The dude's had multiple injuries this year. I don't think Corey Seager in a trade of Corey Seager is the best move right now. Could you consider it after maybe he has a great season, maybe an off-season trade, something like that? Yes. I don't think trading Corey Seager in season is very smart, though. Trade him in the offseason if you want to. I don't think they're going to, but they're not going to trade Corey Seager in season. Robert, I'm with you. Just win this series. Just win the series. Would go a long way. It really would. 2 series dubs on the road would be outstanding. I'm totally with you. Totally with you. All right, we keep going. Tonight, by the way, only 4 Rangers had hits tonight. Jonah Heim had 2. Carter had 2. Josh Smith had 2. And Marcus Semien had 1. 7 total hits. Like, not terrible. The big number, though, 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. That's not going to win you a lot of ball games. 1 for 9. 6 left on base, but 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Just not good. Not good at all. And then Adolis Garcia and Marcus Semien. And look, Semien got robbed on that Buxton play, but Adolis left 2 runners in scoring position with 2 out. Marcus Semien left 3. And Marcus got unlucky on a couple of those. It should have probably been 2 for 9 or 3 for 9. I'm with you, Robert, on that one. I'm with you. We keep going. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. 44, I 100% remember when Kyle Seager was a Rangers killer. Kyle Seager, his best numbers are against the Rangers. I think Brett Boone is the same way. There's a number of dudes that just smoke the Rangers. Marcus Semien was actually a Rangers killer before he became a Ranger. Like, there are a number of players. Rangers, the highest OPS they have if you go to their baseball ref. It's pretty funny. I don't know what it is. Shea Langoliers, he's probably up there. Of course, Wilyer Abreu, Boston Red Sox. I don't know if the Yankees would love to have Seager or not. Who do they have? Don't they have a pretty good shortstop, Volpe or whatever? I don't know if they're dying to get Corey Seager. Definitely trade at the deadline. Who? Jacob, yes. Do some trades at the deadline, but specifically who? I don't know. I think you can trade some of the guys that are on expiring contracts, but I'm not trying to do a fire sale at the deadline. You have got a pretty good core. By the way, Nate Eovaldi, he is doing some throwing, and I think they're just taking it easy, y'all. I think they're going to get him back home and do a bullpen and then maybe see how it goes. So it's still going to be a second here on Evo. I'm thinking next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend. Maybe if all goes well, we see him then. Depends on if they're going to have him do a rehab start. But I think it's going to be a couple of weeks. With Wyatt, I do think it's a little bit more mental, Natalie. I think it's pressing right now. Like in that last at-bat he had, you had 2 runners on, nobody out. Dude's trying to hit a home run, and you just got to keep it simple. I think Wyatt would really do well just to keep it a lot more simple. Keep going. Take it easy with Nate. I do agree on that. No reason to push him. You want to have him. You love having him on the mound, but you don't want to not have him for October. How many of Jack's walks are with 2 strikes? That's really good. Zach, I'll go ahead and I'll look it up for you real quick, bud. Hang on one sec. All right, so Buxton, his was with 2 strikes. So this was first inning. Second inning, no walks. Third inning, Vasquez was with 2 strikes. So that's 2. Bottom of the 4th, Willie Castro. His was on 5 pitches, so nope. Cody Clemens, his was with 2 strikes. And Cody Clemens, that one hurt. This is in the bottom of the 4th. That one hurt because it was after an 0-2 count. So there's 3. And then let me go here. Bottom of the 5th, he was out of the game. So he had 3 walks tonight, Zach, where he got to 2 strikes. That does hurt, especially the 0-2 one. Do I see DeGrom moving? No, I don't think so. I don't think DeGrom goes anywhere. I think that DeGrom is going to be a guy that they count on next year and the year after. You could probably get something pretty nice for DeGrom, but then you're pretty much going into full like black hole abyss mode. Like you're just basically going into a full-on rebuild. And really, you can just rebuild the offense. You can get a little radical on offense and keep the pitching intact, and I think you'll be fine. 44, we'll see you later. Go Rangers. Tomorrow's a new day. Sun comes up tomorrow, as they say. High fastball was electric, Zach, on Leiter. Today, it just looked like he couldn't control the off speed. It looked like he was having a little bit of trouble controlling the curveball. I think the fastball is definitely some bread and butter, but was having some trouble with the off-speed stuff. It just didn't look like he had a great feel for it today. You could see him visibly frustrated out there on the mound after missing it a few times. Let's see. Any moves do I think we can make at the deadline? I mean, absolutely, but you just don't know who's available. That's the problem. You just don't know who's available because you don't know who's out of the playoffs. I mean, I think the Orioles are going to be sellers based on where they're at, but I don't know. I just don't know who is going to be selling players. It's too early. But the Rangers need to get a bat. And we're just assuming that they want to actually win games. They need to go get a bat, and they need another relief pitcher. At bat and a relief pitcher. Please. We got Craig Kimbrell. I'm hoping that that's not the big move. I really hope it's not. If it works out and he becomes Kirby Yates Part 2, awesome. I'm not counting on it. Not counting on it. Buxton hit or walked in every at-bat today. Yeah, Buxton's good. Can't let Buxton beat you. Richard, I'm with you. Offense was sad today. Wonder if Jock comes back hot. Hardchuck, I've wondered that myself. How is he going to come back in a few weeks here? I think he's end of June, early July. How is he going to come back in a few weeks? I'm very, very curious. Big trade for Arenado and Helsley. Sure, we could, but that assumes that the Cardinals are going to be selling. Cardinals are in a playoff spot or at least pretty close to one. So I don't know if the Cardinals are going to be in a spot where they're going to be selling Arenado or selling Helsley. Like right now, you look at the standings, Cardinals are National League Central. Cardinals are 5 games out, but they're 36-31. But the wild card, I'm assuming that they're a lot closer. It's not showing me on Google the wild card. I'll go to MLB.com and we'll check it out. Wild card, the Cardinals, it looks like, are 2.5 games out. They've lost 4 in a row. So maybe some of the good fortune they were having at the beginning of the year is fading a little bit. I think they just got swept by the Blue Jays, man. At home, too. It's ugly. I think they just got swept by the Blue Jays. So maybe the Cardinals will be sellers. I don't know. We keep going. Tomorrow's game, by the way, we are going to be throwing Patrick Corbin. Bailey Ober going to be on the bump tomorrow. So we'll see how this one goes. I am going to check out some of the lineup numbers, how each lineup has done against each opposing pitcher. So let's check that out real quick, and then we'll do a little AL West roundup before that. Mariners lost today 5-2 now, or 5-2 to the Diamondbacks. So they are now 33-34, 1 game under 500. Astros did beat the White Sox 10-2. You figured the Astros were going to beat up on the White Sox. I think we got handed some good fortune yesterday with them losing. Angels and Athletics. The Angels won 6-5. So Angels still ahead of the Rangers in the division. They are 3rd. We are 4th. The A's are 5th. So tomorrow, June 12th, Thursday, Corbin versus Ober. And it looks like the Astros will also play. But beyond that, the Mariners are off. The Angels are off and the A's are off. So the Astros will play tomorrow. They've got Valdez on the mound. Martin is pitching for the White Sox, and then we'll play. Now, the opposing lineups. So Patrick Corbin against the Minnesota Twins. Bader, 3 for 14 with a home run, 214 career average. Bride, the third baseman, 2 for 6. Buxton, 2 for 6 with 2 bombs. Buxton might be a guy to look out for tomorrow, just maybe. 0 for 4, Willie Castro. Correa is 2 for 6. Ty France is 1 for 6 with a home run. Jeffers is 1 for 7. Vasquez, their other catcher, is 1 for 3. Against Ober, Jake Berger, 0 for 7. Evan Carter, 0 for 2. Adolis Garcia, 3 for 6. There you go, Dolly. Jonah Heim, 1 for 7 with a home run. Josh Young, 1 for 2. Wyatt Langford, 0 for 2. This is all against Twins probable starter for tomorrow, Bailey Ober. Corey Seager, 1 for 4 with the homer. Listen to Marcus Simeon's numbers. Marcus Simeon, 7 for 13 with 2 bombs. 7 for 13 with 2 bombs. Marcus Simeon tomorrow against Ober. And then Josh Smith, 1 for 6. So we've got Dolly. We've got Stimmy. We've got Josh Young. All seeing Bailey Ober pretty well. Small sample sizes, but still encouraging. We keep going. Prediction for the rest of the season. I think the Rangers sneak into a wild card spot. That's my prediction. I don't think they're going to win the division. I hope they do, but my guess is Rangers sneak into a wild card spot. Maybe the very last one. Higgy contract doesn't look great right now. I will give you that 100%. It does not look great right now. Marcus moving up to the 2-hole? Maybe. Look, if he continues to hit like this, they're going to find a way to hit him higher and higher. I mean, right now he's at 4th, protecting Corey Seager. I think that's actually a pretty good role. You need somebody that can protect Corey, and I think that he is a good fit for doing that. I think there are clubs, Marcus Simeon, he's got enough name value. There are teams that are not going to want to pitch around Corey Seager to get to Marcus Simeon the way he's swinging the bat. If you move Marcus Simeon out of the 4th spot, not protecting Corey Seager any longer, who on this team can really protect Corey Seager? Who on this team is going to make the other club think twice about pitching around Corey? There's not really a lot of great options. Josh Young, you're pitching around Corey. Sorry about it. You are. I'm not pitching to Corey Seager when I know I got Josh Young coming up next. And that's no disrespect to Josh Young. That's just really more respect to Corey Seager. You have to have somebody in that 4th spot hitting behind Corey that other teams, at least they think twice about pitching around him. Luis, 90 wins. That's bold, brother. I think at the beginning of the season, I thought 90 wins was a foregone conclusion. Now, I think it's going to be tough to get 90. I think you could maybe get to 88, 89, sneak in the wild card. I know we're just splitting hairs here at some point, but I think 90 is going to be a little tough. I'll love it. I'm cheering for it. I just think it's going to be a little tough. Can we win the silver boot? Absolutely. That's all in front of us right now. Keep going. Heim's WAR has fallen off the cliff, but I do think he has a lot of value managing the pitching staff. I'm not saying that is going to keep you afloat forever in terms of keeping your starting job, but it is something. It's something. Why don't I stream once the game starts? I usually do stream during close games. So like, let's say the Rangers are down 2 or 3, or the Rangers are up, they're winning. Usually I'll go live during the 7th inning, but it's a long game, right? 2.5 hours. I don't really want to be doing a stream for 2.5 hours plus post game. My vision was always do a little bit during the game itself if it's close, right? Like going live during a 6-2 ball game in the 9th inning, I guess it's still within reach. But look, I prefer Rangers winning regardless of score, Rangers winning, or Rangers losing by a very thin margin. That's what I prefer. Hard Chuck, I think 80 is not going to be that tough. I think they get to 80. All right, we keep going. What's my take on Bauer? He should be playing, but I just think he has been blackballed, man. Just like you said, I think that the commissioner, the owners, I think there's been some commiserating. I think there's been some collaborating, and I think they're keeping him out. I don't know if Bauer has enough to do any kind of lawsuit, that is, but I think that is what's happening 100%. I think that Bauer probably isn't as good as like what he thinks he is, if that makes sense. I know Bauer is a lot of bravado. I know Bauer is a lot of talk. And look, he's pitched well over in Japan. I don't know if he's going to come back and light it up. But I can say this, Jack Bauer is 100% better than probably half the pitchers in baseball at minimum. So again, I don't know if he's going to come back and be the best if he ever did get an MLB shot, but I definitely think that Trevor Bauer is better than half the pitchers in the league right now. So I don't think we're ever going to get to see it. But Bauer, by the way, I mean, at one point, I think the Rangers could have used him. We've got a surplus of starting pitching. I'm not saying that's what you were going for, by the way. That's what you were insinuating. Rangers really don't have a need for Bauer. There's other clubs that definitely do, and I think they should 100% sign him, but I don't think it's going to happen. Is Seager starting to decline? I'm not going to go there yet. He's had a tough month, but I'm not going to say that Seager is starting to decline at this point. Yeah, Wyatt and Leiter are still developing, especially Wyatt, right? Leiter looks like he's actually coming around. I know he had a tough night tonight, but he's been doing better. Wyatt, I just think you put a lot on his shoulders. You put a lot on Wyatt's shoulders. He's hitting number 2 in the lineup. You're really expecting him, and I think we all are, to be one of the better hitters on the team. So at this point, I think that you've got to pump the brakes. Wyatt definitely, I think, is going to come around, keep getting better and better. Does that mean that he should never go down to AAA at any point if the struggles continue? I don't know. I think anything has got to be on the table when a player is this young into his career, but I do think that they're going to be careful with Wyatt. I think they're probably going to move him down in the order before they move him down to AAA. At least that's what I'd be doing. Some of y'all that are saying to demote him right away, I don't think that's going to happen. Osuna is going down to AAA before Wyatt Langford. Let's see. Going to the game. Matthew, nice, man. Have fun. Hey, Locke, you're going on Friday? Nice. Jealous of you guys. 100%. Jealous, man. Haven't been to a Rangers game since game 1 of the 23 World Series, man. It's been a while. We didn't make it to a game last year in California like we usually do. Y'all know that I live out here in Vegas, so normally we always go when they're in Anaheim or when they're in LA to play the Dodgers or San Diego, sometimes Arizona. Arizona's only about a 4-hour drive away. But we are going to go when they play the San Diego Padres down in San Diego in July. So that should be fun. That should be a blast, man. I'm looking forward to it. Justin, what's good, man? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. We are kind of wrapping things up. We already talked about the preview for tomorrow. Now we're just kind of doing comments, questions, hanging out. Appreciate all the comments. By the way, thank you so much for the support. Thank you to all the paid subscribers on TikTok, paid members on YouTube that are hanging out. Really, really appreciate you guys. And look, just a comment, a like, a share, a follow. Those things mean just as much to me as well. Any support is good support. I did start up a $2.99 subscription for anybody that feels so moved to support me and what I'm doing here at the show in a little bit of an extra way. You just hit that subscribe button right next to the chat. If you're on YouTube, I'll drop the link in there. Again, maybe you've been hanging out with me for a while here. You really enjoy the content that we put out here at Ride on Rangers. You believe in me and what we're doing here on the channel. If you want to offer a little bit extra support, consider a subscription, man. And some really cool things with that, too. We've got an exclusive Ride on Rangers Discord that we've had pumping for about a month now. That's been awesome. You'll get access to that. And then priority replies in the lives and in the comments, especially as the lives get bigger and bigger. Small crowd tonight, middle of the week, tough loss. To be expected, but the show is growing more and more every single day, and you guys are a big part of that. So thanks for considering a subscription. Again, hit that subscribe button right next to the chat in YouTube. I dropped the link for you, $2.99 a month. Get into our exclusive Discord chat, get priority replies and comments and lives. Thank you, y'all. Hey, appreciate the gifts. Big time appreciate those gifts. Thank you. Boo boo. Appreciate you. Thank you. Means a lot. The generosity. Look, it can come in a number of different ways, and you guys are awesome, especially those of you regulars that are always showing up, even after tough games. I appreciate you so much. Boo Boo, appreciate the roses, man. Thank you. Locke, appreciate the rose as well. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Well, let's start looking forward to tomorrow. Let's start flushing this one out. Let's do a little look at the standings real quick, and then we are going to call this one a day. Ooh, man, started out so promising. That's what I keep going back to. It's like 2-0. I was like, are they really about to repeat from yesterday? Are we really about to repeat? Rangers, by the way, I mean, this is the perspective. 4 games out of a playoff spot, man. 4 games out of a playoff spot. The world is not ending. The sky is not falling. We're 4 games out of a playoff spot. That is what continues to give me hope. And I think that it should give every Rangers fan hope. You go on a 3-game win streak, you're right back in it, man. You're right back in it. Matthew, yeah, we go live almost every day. You know, there's occasionally a day or a game here or there that I don't go live for, but mostly every game. Absolutely. Fans saying, in one in particular, Leiter and Lats to AAA. Leiter to AAA is insane. Lats to AAA, I don't think is a good move either. I just think Lats was tired. You had the thumb thing, the cut going on. I think he was just needing to take another couple of days, man. You should have gone Cole Winn. So, Natalie, I totally don't agree with either of those moves. I think that's way too much of a knee-jerk overreaction. Seriously. Right now, it is 8:24 out here. 8:24 out here. So, yeah, 10:30 what Central Time. Shoot. Yep, we are winding it down for the evening. You guys are awesome, though, staying up late, man. Awesome. Yeah, I do. I almost every day. If it's an off day, probably not. And occasionally, if I have something going on with the family or with work, I won't get on. But I really try most days. I mean, you guys can vouch. Those of y'all that are hanging out that have been around forever, it's pretty much every day. Win or lose, rain or shine, we're here. We are here. 10:24. Yeah, I know a bunch of y'all are in Texas. I appreciate y'all always stay up a little bit later hanging out. You guys are great. You guys are great. It means a lot. Hope y'all have been enjoying the videos. I had fun making that one yesterday, man. That video I put out today, I started making it last night and then did the filming recording for it today. I had a blast, man, doing those highlights for all those Rangers hitters that just had awesome days yesterday. You know, you had clearly Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, you had Corey Seager, Josh Young. Doley had a big day. Tyler Mahle didn't pitch great, but look, finally got some run support. Dude was due to be a little off and get some run support backing him up. So those are fun videos to make. I'm trying to think what I'll probably do today. I don't know what I'll do today. Maybe I was thinking, you know, I kicked around doing a Craig Kimbrell video. I know that Kimbrell obviously been signed to a minor league deal yesterday. I kicked around doing a Craig Kimbrell. I don't know. Maybe I'll do some kind of breakdown from the game today. I got a few different ideas I'm kicking around, to be honest. Yeah, 16 runs, then 2 today. Hard Chuck Wyatt definitely has, I think, a higher ceiling. You think that's a good video idea? Who has a higher ceiling, Wyatt or Evan? I think most people are going to say Wyatt, though, aren't they? Most people are going to say Wyatt. Now, here's what I think would be a better video, which I don't know how many casuals are really going to appreciate. Who has a higher ceiling, Wyatt Langford or Sebastian Walcott? I think that is probably the better question. Both those guys are power hitters, athletic. I think that is a little bit of a better question. Who has a higher ceiling, Walcott or Wyatt? Who's going to have a better career, Walcott or Wyatt? It's hard because Walcott obviously hasn't been in the big leagues. He could totally tank it. When he gets up to major leagues. I pray to God he doesn't, but he could. I think that's a kind of a more fun debate. And look, he's only 19. Justin, 100%. 100%. I haven't even conceptualized or thought about this debate. I just think Evan versus Wyatt is a little more obvious. I think most people are going to say Wyatt. Dude's got more pop. Evan can smoke the ball, but Wyatt's got more home run potential, more of that 30-30. Got a good glove out there, got speed. I think most people are going to say Wyatt, but I would be curious, Wyatt or Walcott, who's going to have the better MLB career? That would be fun. Pacers did win. I just got that notification. That's awesome, man. Good for them. Look, I'm not a big fan of cheering for Oklahoma teams, full disclosure. And those of y'all that know the other teams that I follow, you understand this. So I cannot say I'm cheering for the Thunder. I'm cheering for former Dallas Maverick Rick Carlisle. And I hope that Carlisle can take it home, man. 2 more wins. That would be fun. Halliburton, all those clutch shots. I think it'd be fun if Indiana won it. 30-20 for Evan. I think Evan could hit 20 and steal 30 bags. Absolutely. Yeah, I can't cheer for the Thunder, Jackson. I'm definitely all over the Pacers. I don't think Walcott's going to get called up in September. I think Walcott is going to be a guy that probably breaks onto the opening day roster in 26. And if he doesn't break the opening day roster in 26, I kind of think about Chris Bryant, how the Cubs called him up like in May or something like that. I think he's going to be pretty quickly called up in 26 if he doesn't make the big league roster right out of camp. That would be my thought. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off and he's not going to be around till later in 26 or even 27, but I would like to think with how he is progressing, the Rangers are going to give him a shot to make the big league club next year. That's what I think. Who's the most underrated player in Major League Baseball? I'm not going to be so hot at that question. If you're talking about underrated Rangers players, I'd have to go with like bullpen guys, honestly. Guys that just don't get talked about enough. Hobie Milner. If you're talking about underrated Ranger, Hobie Milner. I don't think Hobie Milner gets enough credit for what he's doing this year. I mean, some of y'all and me have talked him up and hyped him up. Other than that, hitting-wise, I don't know. The Rangers offense, I'm not in a good place to be talking about the Rangers offense right now. But look, I think Josh Smith around the league is pretty underrated. I would say Josh Smith, hitting-wise, is probably our number one underrated hitting guy. But Hobie Milner, I think, on the pitching side. Josh Smith, definitely on the hitting side. 100%. Hot take, Mavs could beat the Thunder if they were healthy. I do. The Mavs kind of have the Thunder's number. They do. The Mavs were beating the Thunder with Kyrie and a box of rocks. Like, I mean, they were taking down the Thunder without full strength. So I definitely think that the Mavs could give the Thunder a run for their money. Mavs are going to have a good squad next year. I mean, assuming Kyrie comes back in January, I'm excited about the Mavs. I don't lock in on the Mavs as much as I lock in on the Rangers, but I do like talking Mavs. Big Dallas Mavericks fan. Walcott's 27. It's going to be fun. All right, y'all. I'm going to take off. We're going to be back tomorrow hanging out again, hopefully after a Rangers win. By the way, tomorrow's game, what do we got? We got a day game? We got a night game? What are we doing here? We got a day game tomorrow. So I'll probably go live right after the game is over. I know that that's going to be tough for some of y'all that are working, but I'll probably go live right after the game is over. So it'll probably be done at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock. I know that might be tough for some of y'all, but I don't really want to wait till the evening. I want to go fresh right after the game. So if you're not able to catch us on the replay on YouTube. All of the replays of the lives I always put up on YouTube right after the show is over. So if you can't make it at 2:30, 3 o'clock Central Time, that'll be about 12:30, 1 o'clock my time out here in Vegas. Go to YouTube, go to my channel at Ride on Rangers. Catch us on the replay. Hope y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Wish we could have been hanging out under better circumstances, but y'all know how it goes. The sun comes up tomorrow. Rangers get a win tomorrow. We win the series. That is the perspective. Go 4-5 on the road trip. Take a happy flight home to Arlington, and then you're in business for a nice little homestand coming up here. I'm sure after 11 days on the road, Rangers are going to thoroughly appreciate getting home. And Jacob deGrom throwing Friday night against the White Sox. You win tomorrow, then you got deGrom going against the Sox, man. I like how that sets up. So hopefully they stick to their part tomorrow, win the ball game, and then you got deGrom throwing at home in Arlington, City Connect night with the White Sox coming to town. That's the plan. We're sticking to it. Garcia, I think, has been okay. Had some nice games. I still think that they need to trade him at the deadline or in the offseason. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow about 3 o'clock Central Time, maybe a little sooner, 8th inning, 9th inning. You guys have been great. Thank you for all the comments once again and all your support. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.